Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or the flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
On today's Glory Days, Phil Jackson agrees to return to the Knicks in some capacity. There'll be a conference about that on Tuesday.
All-world cornerback Derelle Revis gets cut by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Jets don't even make a phone call. Where did he end up? We'll talk about it.
Timmy the Trotter will join us. He'll talk about the Knicks, spring training, and give us his horse racing tips.
And stick around at the end. Mr. B will do a live song for you. Glory Days coming up right now. Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, March 16th, and hopefully you're not waking up on the floor of some bar somewhere on your St. Patrick's Day weekend, and because you are watching the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Discofani. This is my good buddy Bruce Oler. Matt Martin is behind the glass today, and you are joining us on enravio.com. We are broadcasting to the world, and we're focusing on you, our drunken Long Island friends.
I got the short sleeves on today, man. See that nice sunrise behind us?
Yeah, although it's not warm at all today.
No, it's not. It's not. It's still March.
Yesterday it was nice.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had like 55-degree temperatures out here in the east. And it just gave you that little bit of
baseball is, you get it in the air a little bit there. I mean, it was nice earlier this week. I think Tuesday was a nice day, like 65 degrees,
But Tuesday was working.
Yeah.
We worked down, my office is in it's not the basement, it's the lower level of a building. But it might as well be a bomb shelter because you don't know what's going on, you have no idea. But Saturday I was able to get out, and I got out on Saturday, and I didn't rake my lawn. I didn't clean anything. I didn't really do anything other than just get out.
It was a good day to be out, though. Really was.
Nice. Got to see my friends, our friends John Zeiss and
you were saying his knee's not doing so well.
Yeah, John's having knee problems, But I was able to finally get my trophy.
I saw the picture, yeah.
My REMFL Cup trophy, so I should have brought it with me.
You should have.
I should have. I'm a dummy. I just forgot.
Bring it next week.
It's a big trophy. It's about this big. And if you are regular watchers to this show, we have had it on here a couple of times. You know, we give it a microphone.
I think Big Man was here with it once,
Big
right?
Man, we actually presented the trophy on the air the first year.
Wow.
Right? But it was funny because, you know, the fantasy football season ended in December. So here it is March, and I still didn't have my trophy, you know. But then I thought, you know, because I'm the commissioner, I have to get the trophy engraved every year.
So you had to get it back anyway.
Well, but
I guess Lonzo was hanging on to it a little longer than he should have, or what, you know?
Well, I normally, when I get the trophy,
Yeah.
I take my sweet time in getting it engraved because I never win it.
Yeah.
So it's the only time I actually get to hold it and keep it. So normally
hold it and keep it, okay, Disco, whatever.
Well, you know, it's a little, like I said, you know, if you're into fantasy football, you know that it's not the money.
Yeah.
It's the trophy.
It is. Well, that's right. And some places don't even have a trophy. I think that's what makes our league unique. And we started it. Well, actually, I guess we did it. What, the second year we had the cup.
Right. We started it in 1981, and we didn't have a trophy. We got the trophy in, I believe, '83. Is when we got the trophy.
Right, but the first year we didn't do any head-to-head competition. It was just straight points is what it was.
Right, and in the second year, you won the first ever trophy, but there was no trophy.
There was no cup, that's right. There was no cup at the time.
But we did get your name, and it's kind of like the Stanley Cup because the winner gets their name engraved. Actually, the winner and the loser get their name engraved on the trophy. And it started out about this big, and now it's this big.
Yeah,
because
it's great.
We keep adding bases on it. So.
It's iconic.
It's iconic. And there are almost as many stories about what people have done with their REMFL Cup as there are with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Have you let your dog eat out of it yet, Disco?
No, I haven't.
Have you taken it to bed with you?
No, I just got it yesterday.
Okay.
But that's next.
All right.
I don't
Come
want
on, honey, just put this on your forehead. Just put this over your head.
Well, I was going to do that, but I don't have my name engraved on it yet. So right now, if I give it to my wife to hold, I'll be thinking of Steve Lanza.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be, this guy.
No, it's not a good place to be. We do have a call-in number if you are watching the show with one eye open. 1-855-4 in radio. You can call us and chat about whatever you'd like to chat about or whatever we're chatting about. Did you go out and drink green beer yesterday?
I did not. I'm not much of a St. Patrick's Day person.
Yeah.
You know, it's the orange Irish in me, I think, that does that. But you know, I won't. I don't really promote that. You know, although I just did. You know.
I was never a fan of not never a fan. But, you know, we've always called it amateur.
That's right, because, you know, and people that don't drink all year, they drink that day. You know, there's a lot of slobbering drunk people that day is what it is. And I guess that's really tomorrow, right? It's tomorrow.
It's really tomorrow, but because it falls on Monday, there were a lot of pub crawls.
But I mean, tomorrow will be the big parade in Manhattan, right?
Yes. And what's weird, again, you know, we're talking about how a lot of municipalities don't have their parade on St. Patrick's Day anymore because of that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because if they're having a parade, people are going to imbibe during the parade.
Yeah.
Unless you have it at like 7 in the morning.
So, but what's your point?
Well, it's kind of like you know, if you're having your parade, and you don't want to have it on St. Patrick's Day because you're afraid everyone's going to get drunk. Aren't they going to get drunk whenever
I don't
you
think
have
they're
your
afraid.
parade?
I think they're afraid nobody's going to go to their parade. They're going to go to the other parade, the one that's in Manhattan.
See, that's why I'm no good at this.
That's why I asked you what your point was. Okay. Okay.
So we're actually, in Ravio is going to be part of the Santa Mauritius parade today.
Yeah, because they didn't want people going to the parade tomorrow, the same day.
Well, the thing is, we requestfully, we requested to them that they start the parade after our show.
Oh, really?
So that everybody can watch our show first. So the parade is at like 12.
Wow.
So we have 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's at 2?
2.
Oh. We're pre-gaming at 12. And what do we pre-game with?
Green beer.
Green beer.
Okay. Yeah.
Green beer. Yeah, we're gonna be
bringing it full circle. I tell you what. When I was coming up with my song for this week, I had high considerations to do a U2 song because of it being St. Patrick's Day.
Just because they're an Irish band?
Yes.
Sunday Bloody Sunday?
Well, that was one of the choices there. Of course, I didn't go with that. I wound up going with a song by T-Rex.
Which has nothing to do with...
That's right, but I went to see the Dallas Buyers Club last weekend. I'll tell you, that was really a great movie. It really was. Matthew McConaughey was unbelievable in it, and you said there was another...
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto also on.
Renya, I think her name was. Renya?
Renya.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Is a transgender person considered what they are? Like, would you call it a he or a she? Or what is it?
I call it a shim.
A shim.
But it really depends on whatever they decide to claim their gender to be.
Okay.
So if it's a natural man living as a woman, it's she.
Is she?
But it's she because she's living as a woman full time. It's not like, she's the UPS driver during the day as a guy, and then at night it's a she. That's a cross.
Okay, so it's 100%. It's a full commitment.
It's a commitment. Yes.
You just haven't.
You just haven't. Yes. Done the castration.
Haven't yet. Okay. Yet.
It's a world I'll never understand.
There was, as I was thinking about the songs in that movie, there were 4 T-Rex songs in there. So my song is going to be a T-Rex song.
Nice.
Was not in the movie though,
You gonna tell them what it is?
Bang a gong, get it on.
Okay. Cowbell in that song?
There's no cowbell in it.
Just
okay.
No tambourines. Nothing we can do about that. Alrighty. So let's talk about our subject matter for today.
Okay.
Okay. 2 very big sports stories in the New York area today. One, both of them, last week we spoke a little bit about Oscar Pistorius, which is really more of a national story. By the way, just to give you a quick Oscar Pistorius update. Yeah. He threw up not once but twice in court today.
Today?
I mean this week, sorry.
Yeah.
Because...
when they were going over the details of how his girlfriend died, huh?
All right. So it got to the point for the second day that they gave him his own bucket on the side of his desk so that he could throw up directly.
Just in case you need it. It's
here. And he did need it. He used it twice. So if that guy doesn't go to jail,
well, whatever.
I give up.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so that's an update on our pal Oscar Pistorius.
Right.
So let's, before we get to the big news, which is the Zen master Phil Jackson coming, let's talk about the little news. The little news was our good pal Derelle Revis, okay, who is arguably the best cornerback in the league. He signs a 1-year, $12 million contract with New England. Okay. He was released by Tampa Bay on Wednesday.
$12 million on it.
1 year, $12 million.
Yeah.
He was released by Tampa Bay on Wednesday and signed with New England just a few hours later. So the first thing you think of as a New York Jet fan is, why wouldn't he come back to New York?
Yes, I did think about that, although I don't think I realized that he was asking for that much money. And I don't think the Jets had that much money.
Well, first of all, the Jets are $18 million under the cap right now. Okay. So let's...
But don't you think they have much bigger holes to fill than in the secondary?
Well, yes and no.
What does that mean? Yes and no. Okay.
The contract is actually for 2 years.
Right.
Okay.
But it's only 1 year guaranteed, I guess, right?
Right. 1 year guaranteed. This is what a Jet source, who
Is that what's up?
we have a
okay.
picture of him.
Okay, okay, yeah. Oh. Looks a little like Rex Ryan to me, but...
He compared him to Benedict Arnold.
Yes, I had read something about that.
This is what he said. He said, the thing that bothered me was that he never said a nice word about the Jets. Revis certainly won't go down as the greatest player in Jet history. There's got to be loyalty there. Jet fans in particular are loyal. Mm-hmm. What does he mean by that?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm glad you threw the picture of the person up there too, because that's what a Bozo the Clown would say. Okay, it's really what Bozo the Clown would say.
Do you think that, first of all, the Jets traded him to Tampa Bay after John Idzik, the general manager, told Revis, "I'm not going to trade you." Okay,
he told him he's not going to trade you?
Told him flat out, "I'm not going to trade you."
Okay.
And then
I must have been asleep for that
they
one.
traded him to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not Derelle Revis' fault that he ended up in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also was due a big payday. He was coming off an injury, right? So there were a lot of factors there.
And I understand.
And I was
all
okay with him going to Tampa Bay. I don't think the Jets missed him all that much.
But do you think that the Jet fans are upset at what he's done here, which is sign with the Patriots?
Well, I think any time, one of your key players goes and signs with the evil empire, it's going to bother you.
However,
and it does bother me, okay?
Okay,
but I've gotten over it. I mean,
let me tell you
I don't think he's as good, before that injury as he is now.
All right, but let me tell you what
the opposite,
If both the Jets and New England gave him an offer, even if it was close or anything like that, and he went to New England, that means he chose New England over the Jets.
Yeah.
And in my thought process is, you know what? You're done. I'm done with you.
Yeah. If it was comparable, but I think I heard the Jets had like $2 million in the budget for a secondary person.
Listen to this. First of all, they didn't even make him an offer. Mm-hmm. Okay, they didn't even make him an offer. So how could he? How could you say that he's not being loyal to the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's listen to what that. I will read to you what he said.
Okay.
Okay. He said, "We knew, everyone knew, that he was going to go north of $10 million for this season, and we weren't going to pay a corner for that." Okay. That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, okay, that's, I guess, is the quote that I read, because I saw the $2 million in here. Okay.
Would we have liked him to play here again? Sure, for about $2 million.
Yeah, okay.
Are they insane? What would make them, that as a Jet fan is insulting. That you're saying, oh, we would love to have Derelle Revis back, but only for about $2 million. Are you kidding me? You're paying Mark Sanchez more than that not to play. You've got $18 million under the cap. Now, here's what happened. Because the actual contract that they gave him was for 2 years and $32 million.
Okay.
Okay. The second year is $20 million. All right. He's never going to get that. Mm-hmm. But by doing it as a 2-year contract, it only counts as a $7 million cap hit.
Okay.
You're telling me that the Jets couldn't afford to bring him here for $7 million?
I suppose they could, but he wanted, they said north of 10 is what they said there,
No. The Jets could have made him the exact same offer.
Yeah.
Given him $12 million, but only have a $7 million cap hit.
I see.
That's what
I don't know. This whole cap thing is always mysterious to me. I remember, I guess the 49ers used to be pretty good at, extending people's contracts and things like that. You saw what happened with DeMarcus Ware, right? He winds up in Denver. Now, talk about, just the whole area. Justin Tuck was a guy that basically, he's gone too. And they never made him an offer.
I don't understand.
How do these things happen? It's all about the bottom line now. It's got nothing to do with loyalty or anything like that.
That's why I can't believe that you would say that there's no loyalty. Mm-hmm. Because there is no loyalty from the team to the player. How could the player have loyalty to the team?
Yeah.
And the problem is the team, when you don't have loyalty to the team, the impression is that you don't have loyalty to the fans. Mm-hmm. And that's not right. Baseball is different. Baseball, You play your contract out. You go to another team because they want to give you more money.
Yeah.
That makes me upset with you as a fan. But football is different. These guys play. What do they play? 4 years, 5 years? You got to make the money when you can make the money because they can just cut you.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Nothing.
That's not a guaranteed contract most times, right?
So football and loyalty just don't go along anymore. It just doesn't matter. There is probably more movement in football now than there is in baseball.
You know, I tell you, that would be a good subject to talk to our friend Rocky about.
Yeah.
You know, he'd have an interesting perspective.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We need to get him to sign on.
I got to sign the agreement. Okay. Otherwise, he can't get him on the show.
There we go. That's right. That's right.
All right.
Speaking about loyalty, though, for a minute, there was a blog the other day about Ticket City. I guess it's a place that it's like a ticket broker, I guess, for Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. So they ranked their teams.
It's like a StubHub thing?
Yeah, I guess something like that. They ranked team fan-based loyalty, and they announced their top 8. And they used variables like average total attendance, average home attendance, percentage capacity at home, likes and followings on Facebook, you know, Twitter followings, ticket price. I don't understand that one in this thing, okay? But they came up with their top 8. And, you know, some of them I don't think are that surprising to me. Maybe the order was a little bit. But I wanted to go over these with you for a minute. Because you talk about loyalty, you know. Detroit Tigers, number 8, okay?
Loyal fan base?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have thought about them being in the top 8.
You know, they've had a lot of bad years, but they've had a lot of success recently.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to do.
In Detroit. Number 7.
They're surprised
the Texas Rangers.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
But then again, they're very loyal in Texas. Sports means everything to them. Although they're very loyal to like high school and college in Texas.
I was surprised to see that one too. Number 6, the city that boos Santa Claus. The Philadelphia Phillies, okay? They boo Santa Claus.
They boo Santa Claus.
It's a time-honored tradition there, you know.
And is normally voted every year as the most hated place to play by opposing players.
Really?
Yeah, they do. They hate going to Philadelphia.
Yep.
They know that they're going to get abused, you know?
Now, here's number 5. I would have thought they would have been a little higher. Red Sox Nation. The Boston Red Sox.
I would have thought they would have been much higher, yeah.
You know? Number 4, this is not a surprise because they do have a loyal fan base no matter where they play. You know, I guess the closest, closest to the Yankees, I guess, as far as being a dynasty goes, the St. Louis Cardinals.
And they're not number 1.
They're number 4.
Gee, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Because that's the place everybody wants to play.
Yeah.
Because they love their baseball there. They love their players. And they're always up there.
Yeah. Number 3, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not really a surprise. I mean, they have a pretty wide following. Yeah,
but does that take into account only the first 7 innings of every game?
No. They could still like him and follow him on Facebook.
That's true, yeah.
Now, number 2, I would have thought these guys would have been number 1. It is the evil empire.
The Yankees.
The New York Yankees. Okay.
I would have thought they'd be number 1, too.
Number 1 wound up being the San Francisco Giants, which surprised me a little bit. And I'll tell you what surprised me is not being in here. Phil Chandler's team.
The Atlanta Braves.
Phil Chandler's, you know, the Atlanta Braves.
That is surprising.
You know?
Because that's another team that seems to have a loyal
because, you know, they had these national, you know, nobody from Chicago, the Chicago Cubs. I mean, that surprised me too.
Well, you know, also I think that San Francisco has always been considered hip.
Yes.
You know? And
so is baseball hip? You think baseball is hip?
No, baseball will never be hip.
Okay.
But I think that the San Francisco Giants being hip probably make the most out of social media. You know, they probably do it so much better. Like,
that's interesting. Okay.
Like, could you imagine what it would be like following the Yankees on Twitter? Okay, what would they possibly talk about?
What do you mean?
I mean, they're so.
What do you mean? What they talk about?
Well, they're such a buttoned-up organization that they don't even let their players have facial hair. Okay, right? So, could you imagine what their tweets are like? Oh, gee, the Yankees won again today. You know what I mean? What are they going to talk about? You know, their players never are in trouble. And when their players are in trouble, if you've ever watched Yes, okay, you wouldn't even know that Alex Rodriguez was ever on the team or that he was in trouble.
Or he told to shut the F up, right? You know?
But that is the exception. You know? So their Twitter feed must be the most boring.
You know, they had some. You know, like I
thing.
say, I went over some of the variables they used, and certainly I remember a couple of them. It was because of their likes or their followings on Facebook. You know.
Yeah. So I think that.
It's also interesting if you think about it. The Dodgers, the Giants, the Yankees. I mean, we were all New York teams at one time. You know.
That's true. So I wonder if maybe because the Dodgers and the Giants still have a New York fan base that is probably dying off by now.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that San Francisco has had a lot of very colorful characters. They had that. Remember the pitcher with the big beard,
Brian Wilson.
Right, Brian.
Yeah.
They had that guy. Of course, they had Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of very interesting.
The
things.
Kung Fu Panda. Who was that? You know.
You know, and I just think that's
Surprised me they were number one, but I thought it was a good list, though. I was, like I said, I was surprised Chicago was not in there. Surprised Atlanta Braves weren't in there either. You know.
Well, what about the Chicago Cubs?
Yeah, that's
Is
what I'm
that
talking about.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't think
you would have
about
figured
that.
they would have been in the top 8.
How could there be any more loyal fans than a team that hasn't won a World Series in 108 years?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
How can people still show up? Is a miracle.
And they do all the time.
And then, we have a phone call? Who? Hello?
Hello, guys. It's Chuck with the van. Down
Hey, Chuck.
Chuck who?
Chuck who? It's the only Chuck you know, probably.
Hey, Chuck. This is Chuck Schultz, our executive general manager in charge of all that is in radio. How are you, man?
Good, doing well. Just wanted to let you guys know the radio van is going to be down at the Center Moriches St. Patrick's Day Parade today. About 2 o'clock it's going to kick off. And we're going to have a crew down there. We're going to be in the parade playing some good tunes. So if any of our listeners and viewers want to come down and check us out, we got some good stuff to give away.
Cool. We giving away money?
We give away Frisbees today.
Okay.
Frisbees, okay.
What happens if are we going to throw the Frisbees into the crowd?
We're going to bong people in the head with the Frisbees.
So come on down and join the bonking.
And Disco's going to give away his money, so come on down.
All righty, Chuck. All right, we'll see you at the parade.
2 o'clock today. Center
Absolutely.
Moriches.
Where is it in Center Moriches?
Right on Main Street in Center Moriches. That's Montauk Highway in Center Moriches.
Okay, cool. All righty, we'll see you there.
All right, guys, have a good show. We'll see you there.
All right, thanks, Chuck. That is the lovely and talented Chuck Schultz, who does his own show here every week. 2 guys and a chick with his lovely and talented wife, Bonnie.
And who was the other
I don't
guy?
know who the guy is. Matt, are you the other guy?
No. Yeah, that's a good one.
All righty. So let's talk about the new other guy in sports today. And that is the Zen Master, Phil Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. Last week on this here program, we predicted that there was no possible way that Phil Jackson was going to come and join the Knicks.
Did we say that?
I believe we did.
I have a short-term memory, man. I don't remember any of that. It's all a blur to me.
I kind of.
You sure you didn't say it? And I said I disagree wholeheartedly. Okay.
Actually, I think Timmy the Trotter used the word nonsense.
Okay. All right. Well, he said that.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is Timmy's fault.
All right.
Anyway, Phil Jackson agrees to join the Knicks.
And you and I were talking about this a little beforehand because we knew we were going to talk about this, and I've been doing a little research on this thing, and I don't think I have a title of what he's going to be.
Right.
You know? The closest thing I came with, and we both came up with the same thing, President of Basketball Operations.
That's about the closest thing we can have. Because we don't really know what he's going to do.
You know, what is his job title? What is his job description? You know, and you say the Zen master. You know, he'll teach everybody Zen. I guess I don't know. You know.
Well, you know what? That's what they call him, the Zen master. Do you know he's got? First of all,
he's got
the Lakers. The thing that they were worried about was that the Lakers might want him back, but they don't want any part of him. You know, he won 5 NBA titles.
He's won as a coach. He's won 11 championships, 6 with the Bulls, 5 with the Lakers.
Right.
He's got another 2 championships he's won with the Knicks as a role player. I guess in '69 and '73.
So he's got 13.
Yep.
Do you know what the president of the Boston Celtics said? He says, it gives us another reason not to like the Knicks. You know what they're worried about? They're worried about because Red Auerbach has the NBA record with 16 NBA titles. But 9 of them came when he was an assistant coach, not the head coach. So,
Red Auerbach.
But anyway, Jerry Buss, who's the vice president of the Los Angeles Lakers.
And I think he's married to his daughter or something, right?
His sister.
His sister. Okay.
His sister.
Okay.
But actually, they're not married. They're just fiancé. And do you know she's the team president of the Lakers?
Right.
So,
like to hear that pillow talk, baby. I'll tell you that. You know.
Well, let's give you an idea. The Knicks have not won an NBA championship in 41 years.
Not since 1973.
Right.
Year I graduated high school.
And Phil Jackson was on that.
And he was a role player.
Right, he was. He had, in the NBA as a coach, he had a .703. That's 70% winning percentage, highest in NBA history.
Right.
But he doesn't have any front office experience. He's never run a front office.
That's right.
The closest thing that he had is he was a paid consultant last year for the Detroit Pistons.
I'm glad you're going to bring this up. Man, we did the same research here.
There you go. I think we read the same newspaper. And they don't know exactly how much input he had into the hiring of the coach, Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, but let's take a time out for a second, okay? Because you did say he was paid. And the one thing I read is said he didn't get paid.
Oh, he didn't?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. He's just giving out free advice, you know.
Well, you know what?
I'll tell you what I think, you know.
Well, you know what? The coach that they hired, Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't even last 50 games.
Yeah. Well, but I did a little more research on this. So this I thought was interesting, and he did this in an interview fairly recently. Okay, back in early February. You know, he was talking about that whole thing. Like you say, he was brought in. The Pistons hired Maurice Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
He gets fired, like you say. Doesn't even finish the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got fired a couple of weeks ago.
And what he said is basically, he said, my recommendation was Brian Shaw. Okay?
Who's Brian
Shaw? I told Joe Dumars,
okay,
you need to be your own guy. You need to pick your own guy. If you think he's the guy, that's who you should go with. Okay? And then he says, oh, by the way, I didn't get paid. You know?
I didn't tell him to hire that guy. I just want it on record.
It's like a little Teflon, I think, here, man. You know, so I mean, you know, who knows how he's going to do? Like you say, I don't even know what this title is. You know, he's going to be sprinkling fairy dust around. I don't know what he's going to be doing. I really don't.
Yeah, you know, let's remember what his coaching career has been like. Okay, he inherited a championship-ready team in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, they had both. It was in '89 and '90, and the following year they won the first of 3 straight championships with Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah.
Jordan leaves to go play baseball for 2 years. They don't win. He comes back. They sign Dennis Rodman. They win 3 more. Okay, so that's how he won his 6 championships in. And again, I'm not at all saying that coaching has nothing to do with it. But in basketball, you're talking about only 5 players, where 1 player can make a difference. 2 players can certainly make a difference. 2 great players.
Yeah.
Okay, you have you think of like the great NBA teams. Okay, you know, the Magic Johnson teams. They always had a great player and a really great supporting player. Okay. The Knicks reached the NBA Finals in '94.
Yeah.
Okay, and they lost the 7 games
Right. That was the time
In
that, I guess
Houston.
that was with O.J. Simpson, right?
Right.
Okay.
But Michael Jordan was playing baseball. Okay. Their last final appearance for the Knicks was 98-99. They were the number 8 seed with Jeff Van Gundy, and they got all the way to the finals. They wound up losing in 5 games to the San Antonio Spurs. The next year, they made the Eastern Conference Finals. But since then, since 2000, they hadn't even won a playoff series till they beat Boston last year.
The Knicks you're talking about.
Right.
Not Phil Jackson. No. Okay.
Since Dolan took over as Garden Chairman in '99, Scott Layden, Isaiah Thomas, Donnie Walsh, Glenn Grunwald, Steve Mills. He's had 5 guys running that team. Not even talking about the coach, but yet they're in terrible trouble with always with the salary cap and long-term contracts, players that don't play up with it. The big thing about Jackson is they still don't know whether he's going to come to New York or not. They said he may come and have to split time.
Yeah. This will be, I'll tell you what, like you say, who knows how he'll do. This is not his regular gig. I read something that was saying, basically, if somebody's going to hire him, they probably should say, you got to be coach for the first couple of years, and he's not.
Yeah, but he's not going to do that, he said.
He's not doing it,
All right,
But it's good for basketball. It's good for the Knicks. It builds excitement. And the Knicks are on a bit of a roll. They've won 6 in a row now.
I've got a couple more things I want to talk about.
Okay.
I want to talk about who he might bring in as coach.
Okay.
I want to talk about him and Carmelo Anthony, what this means as far as Anthony coming back. What does Mike Woodson think?
Well,
okay. He's going to be out of a job.
That's right. He can't worry about that. And he knows he's out of a job.
And so what we'll do is, let's take a short break.
And we'll come back.
Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. We'll talk more about Phil Jackson. We'll have Timmy the Trotter on the phone. And look to your right. That's the one. Oh, see, it has the red light on it. Sorry. We'll talk to Timmy the Trotter. We'll talk a little bit about the Mets and Yankees. All of that coming up right before the Santa Mauritius parade. We got to get lubed up for that parade? Oh, wait a minute. To you, lubed up means something completely different. We will be right back.
InRavio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
Hey, this is Gina Cotillo from The Gina Show. Come join us every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for celebrity interviews, Reality Reel with Billy Charles, funny stories with Brian Kinnear, and much, much more. The Gina Show can be found only on InRavio.com, broadcasting to the world. So come and catch us.
back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco. We were discussing the not Pat Riley, Jesus.
Phil Jackson.
The Phil Jackson, that Phil Jackson coming back to the Knicks, as we don't know why yet. But I guess we'll find out, right? Press conference on Tuesday.
King of New York, I think is what they said. He's going to be the King of New York.
King of New York for at least 3 days a week, right?
Yep.
Why would you want to come, by the way, back to New York? You're a 13-time champion, right? You've got everything you ever want in Los Angeles. Why would you come back here?
Unfinished business.
Yeah, I think it's more money.
I think it's money.
Because think about it.
And it's ego.
Ego, yeah. Well, you know what? He's going to get $12 million no matter what happens. You know.
So is Derelle Revis. Okay.
But Derelle Revis has to work out. He's got to train. He's got to go out on the field. All Phil Jackson has to go is just no. Yes. No. That's what he's going to do. Because nobody expects the Knicks to win an NBA championship next year.
True.
So no matter what he does,
he's in a no-lose situation.
He's in a no-lose situation. All right.
The only guy that's going to lose is Mike Woodson. He's going to lose his job, I think.
Mike Woodson's definitely losing his job. All right. Do we have our pal on the phone? All righty.
All right.
How are you guys doing today?
Timmy the Trotter is on our phone. How are you, man?
Oh, great. How's everything?
Okay, we're trying to remember now, because we have a lot of loss of short-term memory on this program. We wanted
That's because you're getting old.
Yeah. We wanted to know if you remember when we were talking about Phil Jackson last week. Did we say that this was not going to happen?
I thought you guys thought it was going to happen.
Did you? What did you think?
All right.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, well, there's no replay, so we have no way of actually knowing what we said.
Well, let's just say we thought it was. There's nobody go back.
We predicted
Told you so.
Right here on this show, we predicted.
Yeah. That he was going to be King of New York.
King of New York.
It's a good thing. It really is. I mean, you know, put somebody in there. I don't care if he's done it or not done it. He's been around basketball long enough. He's been around.
Yeah. I mean,
around
just right
executives.
now, we're getting this groundswell of, enthusiasm for the Knicks right now, and they're on a winning streak besides which,
Yeah, they're winning. They won the last 6 games by double
6
digits.
games in a row.
Yeah.
They won last night. Well, actually, it wasn't last night. It was yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
By double digits, and they never win at 12 o'clock games.
No, they're usually not awake.
Well, but they played at 4, didn't they?
Well, no, they played 12 o'cok yesterday.
12
did they?
o'clock?
Yeah.
They can't win at 12 o'clock,
It's
but
over
they
at
are.
4, okay.
Hey, it's good. It's right now. It's all good, and they're making a push. If it's too little, too
We're
late.
3.5 games out, I think, is what I saw this morning, right?
Yeah.
So they still got to win. I mean, I think they have a tough game Tuesday, and then they have a bunch of winnable games again coming up. I think 5 in a row after that. So.
I actually have it here.
Yeah.
So they're playing
Tough game against Indiana tomorrow.
Indiana
Tuesday.
tomorrow on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then they go to Philadelphia on Friday.
Yep.
Okay. But Atlanta, who's ahead of them, they're 3.5 games behind Atlanta. Atlanta's got to go to Denver, Charlotte, Toronto, and New Orleans. So they're playing 4 games next week. The Knicks are only playing 2. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. It's amazing that we're getting excited about a team that's 13 games under 500.
I was torn today about whether I was going to wear my Knicks shirt.
You know what? If the
I haven't
Knicks,
worn that all year, I don't think.
I do.
Well, it's just good to see a pulse,
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk for a minute about what Phil Jackson might mean for this team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? First of all, Carmelo Anthony is an impending free agent. In the beginning of the week, all he could do was talk about how great Phil Jackson was. Then as soon as they signed Phil Jackson, this is what he said. He seemed a little non-committal about re-signing with the Knicks. He said, that's something I'll have to sit down and really think about. At the end of the day, when that time comes, we're talking about spending these next years, the end of my career, in one place. When that time comes, we'll discuss it. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm saying, gee, wouldn't you want to play with Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
And then I found a Phil Jackson quote about Carmelo Anthony.
Well, he got in Kobe Bryant's face in L.A., didn't he?
Well,
So I mean, if you got a superstar player that's not playing up, he's going to be all over that guy.
Well, we've talked about Carmelo Anthony on this show before, and we talked about every time he gets the ball,
He's
he
a
never
chucker.
gives it back.
He's a chucker.
That's it.
Is what he is.
In 2012, Jackson said Anthony, quote, has to be a better passer, and the ball can't stop every time it hits his hands. Okay, so.
Well, I mean, that's team basketball. It's the truth.
That's what his triangle offense is all about.
Do you know, I'll tell you what? I really don't care if Carmelo Anthony stays with the Knicks or not. I really don't. I mean, we haven't done that well with him, have we?
No. He doesn't seem to be the guy that brings the other players up. Mm-hmm. They talk about how you raise the level of play of the other guys. He doesn't seem to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But in retrospect, you need the NBA. Not like all those sports. You need a star.
Yeah.
Stars. You have to have a star. Mm-hmm. You need a star on a team, and he's a star. And if you get rid of him, where's the star coming from?
Well, I mean, that's what Phil Jackson's got to figure out. The Zen Master, man.
I think he's going to stay. I think Carmelo's going to stay. He's going to get $30 million more than anywhere else. And money talks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'd be disappointed if he did stay. But, I mean, to me, if they lost him, they lost him. I mean,
Yeah, no. I mean, if you could offer him $30 million more, you don't take it, there's nothing you can do about it.
It's like Derelle Revis signing with New England Patriots. You know what I mean? It happens,
Yeah, no, it's a business. To them guys, it's a business, too. For our fans, we're loyal to our teams. But the players today, they're not loyal to any team. They go where the money is most of the time, 99% of the time anyway.
And I also think that, but you know what? In a way, that's true. But New York has always been a place where money is no object. Yet we can't seem to bring the guys here because of the way the basketball operations are run. So all of a sudden now, if you get somebody like
there's a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement. Phil Jackson is a magnet.
Yeah.
He'll attract somebody. There'll be the right person there, and.
Well, you know what? You look at what's going to be happening over the next couple of years.
Well, Tyson Chandler's contract is up, right?
No, but forget about the guys that are on the Knicks.
Yeah.
The guys who weren't on the Knicks. LeBron James.
Yeah.
Is a free agent in 2015, but he's got an opt-out after this season.
Really?
Yes. Kevin Durant. Kevin Lowe.
How about Jimmy Durant?
Kevin Love. Rajon Rondo, they're all free agents next year. Durant is 2016. But if you can get one of those guys here, then all of a sudden you've got a credible
It's
team.
a magnet.
Yeah.
The whole thing in a nutshell, you need to find a point guard, get a starting point guard to help. If you're going to keep Carmelo, get him a point guard to help him.
Yeah.
That's what you need. A guy who can dish and see the floor better than what we have here. That's in a nutshell. Teams run through the point guard, and that's what they need, the Knicks. And I think Phil Jackson, when he gets here, at least you're going to have somebody with some knowledge of basketball operations at a higher class, a higher esteem. People are going to view him in like a world-class executive, and they're going to, be a magnet to him, like you said. People might come, and it's all good. It can't be any worse.
It's not going to there's no downside to this.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he's a complete fraud. I mean, if he was a complete fraud, that would be downside.
Yeah.
But he can't be.
Yeah.
You don't win. I don't care.
But every situation is different. I mean, but he can adapt. Is what he can do.
Exactly.
The people's negatives about it is, he's on the West Coast, he's not here all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, he'll have a pulse on what's going on. Even if he's in L.A., they do have phones. He can make a call. He can make a call and see what's going on.
He could Skype in even.
He could Skype him in.
Yep.
Us as fans could sit at our home and watch the TV and see what the heck's going on. I'm sure he can go in there a couple of times a month and then be back in L.A. where he does, and he can use his phone to make calls and do what he's got to do.
I mean,
so it's not like in Siberia.
Right. If anybody thinks that he needs to be there every day to give them inspiration in the locker room, that's not his role.
No, that's right.
I mean,
look at the executives they got there now. I'm sure they're there every day, and look what's happening. So
I think the biggest thing that he's going to do is he's going to have to pick a head coach, and I don't think he's going to stick with Woodson. Woodson said, "Well, I got 16 games left. If he wants to evaluate me on 16 games, that's on him."
No, he's gone.
This is a guy that knows he's a dead man walking, man.
Yeah, he's
what
dead
it
man
is.
walking. He's done. I mean, you know.
When new management comes in, they bring in their own team. They size things up. They bring in their own team. Is what happens.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be all good. It really is. Just his name brings an uplift to the fans, and that's something to look forward to. So that's all good. It's all good.
Exactly. I got a point that I thought about, and one of the best rivalries in the 1990s was Pat Riley when he was coach of the Knicks, and Jackson when he was coach of the Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Jackson won all the titles because of Jordan and Pippen. Okay, but very soon, Jackson's Knicks and Riley's Heat will be competing for the same players on the open market.
Yeah, and that's just now that you bring up Pat Riley, you don't think when Pat Riley went to Miami, and then when LeBron was a free agent, when he had him down there and he showed him all his rings and things that he won,
absolutely.
You don't think that's what persuaded LeBron to go there?
And
Jackson could do the same thing here to bring players.
Yeah, that's
right. And Pat Riley showed him all seven
all his bling.
of his
He got all that
rings.
bling.
Or 6 or however many Pat Riley has.
Yeah.
Imagine what could you see Phil Jackson going 1, 2. Oh,
got
wait
11.
a minute, I'm out of fingers. Let me take my shoe off.
Yeah, he got one on his toe.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. It really does. I'm sure that went into the LeBron's thinking when Pat Riley got him in the room. And I hope that's what happens with Phil.
Listen, even the most you think about the Islanders when the Islanders won 4 Stanley Cups.
Yep.
Okay, even Gordie Lane has 4 rings.
Yep.
Okay, and if you sat down and you talked to a player who hasn't won a Stanley Cup, and you talked to Gordie Lane.
Gordie Lane, I'm a Ranger fan. Wasn't he number 91?
No, that's Butch Goring.
What number was he?
He was,
Do you remember?
I think 24.
Yeah, I think 24
Who was 91 on
It was-
that team?
It was Butch Goring.
Oh, Butch Goring.
Yeah. The guy with the helmet with the hair coming out of the helmet.
He had a different helmet than everybody, right?
He had one of those
It wasn't
helmets.
plastic. It was like leather or whatever.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
It looked like one of the helmets that they wear when they box.
Oh, jeez, I can remember now, all these years later. My memory's still there.
But when you have a guy who's been on a championship team, you have much more respect for anybody that's been part of a championship organization.
Well,
it doesn't matter who the player is.
Because you know what?
Been there, done that.
Have role players that fill their role.
And Jackson's the king.
Yeah. Hey, like I said before, it's all good. It really is.
I didn't realize that him and Wolf Frazier both joined the Knicks at the same time. They both got drafted in '67.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I can't say
Phil
either.
Jackson was a second-round pick, I think.
And when you guys were talking before, why would he take the job? Look, the guy's semi-retired or retired, but he's not dead. I mean, it's in his blood. Even if hopefully one day when I retire, if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna still want to do things. I still want to be involved in things,
Yeah.
So life goes on. You get bored doing nothing.
Yeah.
So.
And especially if that's been your life since you were
Yeah,
12
of
years
course.
old, 13 years
because
old.
you retire. Yeah, I'm sure he took time off, and now he wants to do something. And says this is something that he knows what to do.
Yeah.
So he's
I'm
not
looking
dead. He
forward
wants
to it.
get
I think it's going to be exciting. The only caveat of this whole thing, the quote, white elephant in the room. Is it the white elephant or the pink elephant in the room? Whatever. No, pink elephant because it's St. Patrick's.
I know. I think the pink elephant's when you're drunk, aren't you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
I've seen a lot of pink elephants floating on my day.
What is the elephant in the room? Jim Dolan.
Jimmy Dolan.
Jim Dolan, yeah, that's right.
If he gets involved, right?
Yeah.
If he will just allow him, you're paying him $12 million. You're gonna. My whole thing with this guy is that I'm wondering if Riley, why am I calling him Riley? If Jackson gets success, will Dolan be like, will Dolan be like, oh my God, he's getting success, and it's not me? Will he have that type of an ego?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Probably wants to.
I hope
He's
not.
spending the money,
He owns the team.
Hey, all he got to do, Phil's got to sit in front of Dolan with those big shoulders that look like coat hangers. You'll never even see anybody else see Dolan.
Yeah.
You ever see Phil Jackson when he wears a suit? He got shoulders that extend from east to west coast.
He's a big guy, Phil.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Big day.
All righty. Let's go. I'll go to horse racing real fast.
Okay.
You hit a nice one for us last week.
Very good.
You hit one for $65 last week.
Beautiful.
In Monticello. But what happened to your Fugazi?
Oh, he come up a little sore, they said.
Yeah, they said he was the favorite out of the gate, and then he came down the stretch. He was in second down the stretch, and then just finished fourth.
Yeah, he was on the outside. It was a cold day, a nasty day. And yeah, he ended up coming a little sore. He ended up fourth in that race.
All right.
He tried to clear the horse on the front end, and he couldn't get past him, and he kind of expired.
But we did net $20 for the week, so we're up to 160. So what do you got this week?
Okay. Monday, we'll start off with Monticello in race 8. We'll box the 1, 2, 7. We'll look for the 7 to get in there.
Okay.
Tuesday in Monte in race 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yonkers players on Tuesday in race 8. We're going to go with the 1, 2, 6.
Okay.
And then Wednesday back at Monticello in race 4. We'll box the 1, 3, 4. That should do it. You guys watch any of the Mets preseason yesterday?
No, not yesterday.
They had a split team, and I was watching the one game. It ended up tied against Minnesota. They were winning 3-0. That guy, Kid Black, couldn't find a plate. He walked like 3 guys in a row.
Ooh, we're counting on that guy.
Yeah. And then the guy on the Mets came up, and he had number 5. They actually let somebody else wear number 5 on the
Really?
team.
You mean they were out of numbers?
I don't know, but don't be giving out 5.
5 of all the numbers to give out.
Yeah.
I don't know. This kid had number 5. I was throwing myself. It's all crazy, but
all righty, man.
We'll talk more baseball next week.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Actually,
next Sunday is the last preseason game.
Yeah, actually, opening day is an international event. It's on the 22nd in Sydney, Australia. The Dodgers against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Wow.
Then the U.S. home opener is 3:30.
All right, so
Dodgers and the Padres.
We'll be doing our baseball extravaganza next week.
Yeah,
right,
hopefully
Timmy.
the Mets will have a shortstop by then.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Don't hold your breath. All righty, Tim, thanks.
All right, you guys be
Take
well.
care.
Have a great week.
All righty, that is our good pal Timmy the Trotter. We're going to take a very, very, very short break, about 15 seconds.
Maybe a little longer than that.
And we'll set up for Mr. B's song, and then we'll get out of here.
All right.
Because we got to go drinking for the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
KNICKS.com.
welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco. We are going to be getting out of here today since the show is over. And Miss B is going to do a live song for you right now. Thanks to producer, our lovely and talented producer, Matt Martin, who can be seen right here on InRadio.com every Friday as he hosts In or Out, pun intended, every Friday night here from 6 to 7. I want to thank Lou Caloris, who's in the booth with Matt today. Don't know what they've been doing all day. Thanks to Timmy the Trotter for helping us out with not Pat Riley, the Phil Jackson stuff this week. Thanks again, Chuck and Bonnie, for putting up with this nonsense week after week. And thank you, our loyal listeners. Next week, we'll be having our third annual, or is it our fourth annual? Might be our fourth annual baseball extravaganza next week. We'll be talking to correspondents from around the country about their favorite baseball teams. And that will usually be pretty fun. But right now, we're going to listen to Mr. B's going to take us out of here with a T-Rex song.
That's right. Bang a gong, get it on. As I said, they had 4 songs in that movie, Dallas Buyers Club, which was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you see it. Okay, here we go. Well, you're dirty and sweet, got me back, understand me. You're built like a car, oh yeah. Well, you're dirty and sweet, you got the teeth of a hydra upon you. You're dirty, sweet, and you're my girl. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Well, you build like a car, you got a hubcap, diamond star halo. You build like a car, oh yeah. Well, you dance, take a chance, I got a cloak of gold, of eagles. You're dirty, sweet, you're my girl. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Well, you're windy and wild, you got a cloak full of gold, of eagles. You're windy and wild, oh yeah. Well, you build like a car, you got a hubcap, diamond star halo. You're dirty, sweet, you're my girl. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Well, you're dirty and sweet, got it back, understand me. You're dirty and sweet, oh yeah. Well, you're windy and wild, you got a vocal of eagles. You're dirty, sweet, you're my girl. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. Get it on. And meanwhile, I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
All right.
Nicely done.
Everybody have a good week. We'll see you next week at the baseball extravaganza.
All right, everybody, enjoy your weekend. See you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
KNICKS